Every night, I toil at the warehouse, returning home between 4 and 6 in the morning. Drained after each grueling shift, my only desire is to collapse onto my bed and surrender to sleep's embrace. Though I manage to stay awake during the drive, an odd drowsiness tugs at my senses. After parking, I shuffle into my house, my steps heavy with exhaustion. Climbing the stairs, I fall onto the mattress, greeted by the luxurious sensation of sinking into its softness. The weariness carries me into a deep slumber that envelops my sense like a shroud. Suddenly, I'm jolted awake, disoriented and even more tired than before. Confusion blankets my thoughts as I glance out the window, only to find the world outside cloaked in darkness. It feels like mere moments have passed since I closed my eyes, yet the night remains impenetrable. Attempting to shake off the grogginess, I turn over in bed and my eyes catching something amiss. The bedroom door, usually shut tight, now stands wide open. My heart skips a beat, a shiver races down my spine. An instinctive feeling of dread worms its way into my mind, for I never leave the door open, not even during the most fatigue of nights. Cautiously, I rise from the bed, my movements sluggish as I navigate the house enveloped in shadows. The hallway stretches before me, a realm of darkness I navigate with trepidation. The memory of shutting my bedroom door flashes in my mind, a practice I hold dear. The door clicks shut behind me, and at that very moment, an unsettling noise echoes from the far reaches of the house. A sound so indescribable it freezes my blood, lasting only for a fleeting moment before giving way to an eerie silence. A deafening quiet ensues, amplifying the unease festering within me. Summoning courage, I mustered a deep breath and reopened my door, allowing doubt and skepticism to fuel my steps down the dimly lit hallway. With every step, I struggled to combat the palpable feeling of uneasy presence lurking in the darkness. My second bedroom comes into view, its closed door inviting both relief and wariness. As I shut the door, a noise reverberates from the other side of the house, harsh and gut-wrenching. The suddenness of it sends a jolt through my veins, urging me to question the safety of my sanctuary. The room before me holds no answers, merely a bed and a dresser, innocent objects devoid of explanation for the disconcerting sound. A creaking emanates from the hallway like a door slowly unhinging itself from its frame. My heart races, its rhythm an alarming testament to my escalating fear. As I lean over, my eyes fall upon a sight that rips a blood-curdling scream from my lips. A man emerges from the closet, his features obscured by the darkness. Recognition flashes in his eyes, mirroring the shock that paints my own face. My heart seizes, and a mixture of disbelief and terror paralyzes my limbs. In that haunting instant, time stands still as our gazes lock. An overwhelming sense of dread grips me, and with every fiber of my being, I slam the door shut, frantically looking as if my life depends on it. The hurried clamor of footsteps descends the stairs, fading into the abyss of the night. Numbness seizes me, and I fumble for my phone, dialing 911 with trembling hands. Panic taints my voice as I recount the intruder's presence, yet the response offers little solace. The police arrive, their words falling on my ears like a distant murmur. Their explanation seems absurd. No signs of forced entry, just a suggestion that perhaps I neglected to secure the front door. A detail so mundane, yet this time I'm sure of having locked it. Doubt seeps in, mingling with my fear and confusion, creating a maddening cocktail of emotions. Terrifyingly, I recognize the man, though I don't know from where. Could it be a chance encounter? More mystery. Nothing was taken. I believe he opened my bedroom door while I slept. The thought of someone intruding my sleep terrifies me. Maybe he recognized me and abandoned his plan. Uncertainty lingers, and paranoia takes hold. This incident haunts me, and I can't shake the fear of his intentions, wondering what he might have done differently. Last winter, I decided to enjoy a week off of work, a staycation at home. Living alone for a few months after my roommate moved out, I relished the freedom of solitude, a luxury I hadn't fully experienced. This was meant to be my personal retreat, a time to relax and unwind. But things took a chilling turn that would shatter my sense of security. On the second day of my staycation, I indulged in simple pleasures, watching TV and savoring homemade meals. As I lounged on the couch, an unfamiliar sound reached my ears. Footsteps approached my porch, yet no knock or doorbell rang. Curiosity gripped me, and I peeked through the peephole, finding a man in his mid-40s clad in a light jacket and blue jeans. He stood to the side, scanning the surroundings as if searching for something elusive. It was eerie, and I stayed back, unsure of his intentions. Minutes passed, and he lingered, not leaving or approaching the door. His behavior grew stranger, unsettling my nerves. Eventually he turned and left, quickly getting into a parked car down the road. I brushed off the incident, hoping it was a passing oddity. Later that evening, a knock shattered the tranquility. Opening the door, I was met by the same man, wearing a forced smile and spinning a tale about car trouble and needing to make a call. I sensed deception, my suspicion growing stronger when I saw the same car from earlier. I declined his request, his frustration is visible before he left. His anger escalated, and he banged on the door, prompting me to threaten to call the police. He retreated but circled around to the left side of my house. Alarmed, I dialed 911, preparing for the worst. Just as I ended the call, a loud crash echoed from the dining room. Racing there, I found the window shattered and the man attempting to crawl inside. Terrified, I fought back, but he overpowered me, forcing me towards the front door. A passerby's arrival startled him, giving me a chance to escape. The intruder fled, disappearing into the night. The police arrived, taking my statement but remained elusive. Subsequent nights were restless, anxiety and fear lingering. Every sound became a threat. The invader's intentions remained a mystery, a sense of violation tainting my once safe haven. The decision to move was clear, a necessity to regain my peace of mind and banish the shadow he'd cast. In the end, my sanctuary had been invaded, leaving me haunted by the uncertainty of his motives. The memory of that night continues to serve as a reminder that safety can be fragile, and the boundary between security and vulnerability is often closer than we'd like to believe. In a quiet city, nestled in a dated townhome, I lived alone, embracing the solitude it offered. One evening, after a late work shift, I returned around 11. As I pulled into the shared driveway, I saw something strange. The adjacent townhome's front door was wide open. The house remained shrouded in darkness, implying its occupants might have left the door ajar accidentally before retiring for the night. Chuckling inwardly, I dismissed it as a simple oversight and entered my own home. Settling in, I prepared a plate of cheesy nachos and immersed myself in a riveting thriller on Netflix. Obliging an early morning shift the next day, I reluctantly retired to bed. As I lay there, I overheard faint thuds emanating from the connected wall, the side shared with my neighbors. This was an unusual occurrence, as they were typically quiet. Dismissing it, I turned off the lights, hoping for the restful sleep. Minutes passed, and just as I was drifting into slumber, a jarring sound shattered the tranquility. My front door was violently smashed open, a single, brutal strike echoing through the night. Panic surged within me, propelling me out of bed and into the hallway. Wood debris covered the floor, and my front door lay ajar. The intruder had vanished, their swift escape evident. In the silence, I detected the sound of footsteps thundering through my living room. Multiple pairs of feet confirmed the presence of more than one intruder. I attempted to retreat to my bedroom, but a commanding voice forced me to halt. Confronting me were two masked men, their intentions sinister. One wielded a baseball bat, while the other gripped a menacing metal tool used to breach my front door. Fear paralyzed me, and I complied with their demands, knowing resistance would only worsen the situation. Held down by one of them, my head pressed against the floor, the other ransacked my belongings, stuffing items into his backpack. The moments felt chaotic, my pleas for mercy falling on deaf ears. Suddenly, the atmosphere intensified as one of the intruders rushed back to the hallway, agitatedly conversing with his accomplice about something outside. The tension escalated as they returned, shoving me back to the ground. Panic surged within me, their fury palpable as they hurled threats. Desperation clouded my judgment as I tried to reason with them, but my pleas only seemed to fuel their aggression. A sudden commotion ensued outside, drawing their attention. Before they could react, 4 police officers surrounded the house, their presence swift and unexpected. Cornered, the intruders were apprehended, and the ordeal came to an end. Evidently, they had targeted my neighbor's townhome as well, but their escape was thwarted. The men, ordinary individuals driven by the pursuit of easy money, found themselves facing the consequences of their actions. Despite the smashed door and my bruises, I emerged relatively unscathed. In hindsight, their decision to attack me rather than flee appeared foolish. The experience was the most terrifying I'd ever encountered, a nightmarish intrusion into my sanctuary. I consider myself fortunate for the unexpected turn of events, which led to their capture and incarceration. As the incident fades into memory, I'm reminded of the fragility of safety and the unpredictability of the human capacity for violence.